Max's Signature Dishes, proudly brought to you by Granite Wines.
Today I've got a dish that complements your barbecue skills. What I mean by that, I've put together a very easy dish called Bistecca alla Primavera. Bistecca is an eye fillet. Eye fillet's one of my favorite meats. It's nice and tender. I left a bit of fat on it, not the sinew, just a little bit of fat. So when I grill it, which today I'm actually going to grill it on a nice little hot plate indoors, I do recommend if you're outside having a barbecue and you want to put a little bit of more style and finesse to what you're going to be serving, this eye fillet topped with diced tomato, extra virgin olive oil, avocado, and some nice red onions, because it's got a lot of flavors, served on a little bit of mesquite lettuce or rocket lettuce. It's a great dish. And you finish it with balsamic vinegar. So let me show you. I've got some eye fillet, which I picked up from the local supermarket. You can use Scotch fillet if you like, or you can use rump steak. But this eye fillet, as you can see it, which has been probably, I would say, cut and butterflied to about 300 grams. And what I like to do, when I cook eye fillet, I like to put salt on the bottom. Not oil, just salt. Because instead of adding the salt later, you can actually cook on the salt. And what it does, it makes the meat sweat and crusty the outside of it. And because you are a good meat eater, what I mean by that is that you like your meat cooked medium rare, what we're going to do, we're going to seal either side of the meat, and then we're going to let it rest for a few minutes. So once we let it rest, the meat starts to soften and all the blood comes out. Because a good medium rare meat eater likes his meat nice and crusty on the outside and a bit rare in the middle, but no blood. And what we're going to do is we're going to put salt. You can put a fair bit of salt, because what you find while it cooks under the heat, right, the salt flavors will disappear, but it will actually crust the outside of the meat. So what we're going to do now, we're going to rest the meat on it. We're not going to touch it, we're just going to let it cook for a few minutes. So what I'm going to do now is I've got some Spanish onions, which are the red onions. Going to cut that, I'm just going to use a little bit of it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a nice Primavera style salad. Primavera stands for spring in Italy. Okay, so I've got my onions here, I'm going to do the tomato. I can see that the meat's starting to cook on one side. Beautiful. So while I'm doing it, I'm actually squashing the tomatoes a little bit so I can get rid of the excess waters that sit in the tomatoes. If you see me crying, don't worry about it. It's just because the onions has just got to my eyes. So that's the tomatoes. So we'll put the tomatoes in there. And what I'm going to do now, I'm actually going to grab some avocado. Put that in there. Take the skin off. And we can mix it in with this beautiful combination of Primavera style sauce. I mean, I would call it more a salad dressing for this beautiful dish. As you can see, we've created a slightly little crust on the side of the meat, and it's already quarter cooked, which is quite nice. So now we're going to cook the other side. And if you want, while you're doing that, you can actually add some extra virgin olive oil or oil, right, to create a sizzling flavor, if you like. But for me, that's quite okay, because it's cooking, right, and it'll stay rare in the middle, and it'll create a medium on the outside. So the meat's cooking. So while we've done that, we've got the salt in there. I'm going to put some extra virgin olive oil into this beautiful salad mix. I put some balsamic vinegar, a little bit, just to give it a nice earthy flavour. Some black pepper. Now, so while that is happening, I'm actually going to slice some beautiful olive bread. Because with this dish, I believe a nice crusty bread with some extra virgin olive oil and some balsamic vinegar go down quite well. Lovely. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put some extra virgin olive oil in here. So we can do la scarpetta. What the scarpetta stands for is soaking the beautiful bread in the extra virgin olive oil and balsamic vinegar. I think we're still on the rare side, but what we're going to do is that we're going to take it off in about a minute or two and let it rest on the side so that all the blood comes out. So I'll just grab this plate, just let it sit over here so we can put the steak on it, and then we'll create this beautiful dish with some Mexican lettuce or rocket lettuce. Then we'll put the steak on top, and we put the beautiful salad with the salad dressing on top of the steak. And while that's happening, I'll just add some basil, because this beautiful tomato and avocado and red onions style salad go very well with basil. Now that we've done that, we can let the meat rest on the plate for a minute or two. We'll turn this one off. So if you've noticed, I haven't used any oil. Just naturally cooked on the grill, or the char grill, whichever one you prefer, and just with salt. What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to put some black pepper on the meat as well while it's resting. Just to get a bit of spice to it. So what we'll do now, we'll grab some mesclun, which is mixed lettuce, some extra virgin olive oil. I'm using the John Cominos extra virgin olive oil from Queensland. Just gonna sit the nice mixed lettuce in the middle of the plate and let it sit on top of the salad. Put this over here. See how we have this beautiful color combination between the avocado, the tomatoes, the onions, the basil, and the Mexican lettuce. Voila! Bistecca Primavera, pronto per servire.